v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. We're playing some more Ghostface today. It has actually been maybe 5-6 days, almost a week of not playing DVDs, so I came back and I played some more Ghostface for you guys, and I wanted to kind of review a little what the heck, how's it going on my end, see if I still got it. Now, it seems like the Sable doesn't see me, which is pretty solid. We just immediately get the free down here. So, that was pretty good pressure. So, I figured, well, I mean, they kind of spawned on this side of the map. I might as well just hook them right there next to the, next to all those gens that were blocked. And it turned out that the Ada started the gen immediately after I got here. So, I was trying to walk around it to try to get a better angle, force them towards the area to go for the save. They did not. Which is good, right? Good for me. Got a free hit. I was able to now, destroy the gen that was being progressed. Looks like this one's trying to go for the save and gives up on it. So that's why we immediately start leaning off of the little stone thing. Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Now, we don't hit them, obviously. What we're trying to do here is mainly just get our power back and just try to see who else is going to close in for a save. Because this is usually what you should be doing, especially as an M1 killer, to defend your area, especially when you have pressure. There's no reason for me to run off and chase somebody into shack and waste all this time when I can easily just defend the area because they're going to have to come to where I'm at. And this obviously leads to more wins on average, which is honestly what we're going for anyway. That's what we have to do at the higher levels, unfortunately, when we do main that one character. So now we're forcing out the second state, of course. They're finally on the second state. Vittorio decides to give up like a little quitter he is. And now we can go ahead and down the Ada. Now this one gives up as well, so we immediately down them, pretty much. And from here, pretty much was complete shambles. So I'm gonna try to cut forward so I can show you guys what I had, what I really did to really, put the salt in the wound, So what I did here was I went over to the P100 Survivor, the Michaela here. I decided, why not? Let's go ahead and place them on a hook pretty close to where the bot is. Because I figured the bot would be right around shack. So I figured, alright, you see them in the corner there. So I figured, let's go ahead and hook the survivor there. I'm going to go as far as I can. Maybe pick up the other one, hook them. And then while that's happening, the Vittorio bot is going to go ahead and save the good old P100 survivor. And the reason for that is because I saw them in the lobby and I brought a Mori, you know what I mean? I really wanted to bring a Mori so that as a P100 Ghostface, I can be Moring a P100 Survivor. Just for the absolute funsies, the absolute fun factor. So, of course, off the record, you know what I'm saying, kind of expected that to happen. They always do. They decide to run into the basement, which I decide to, knock them down instead, but I'm not going to put them in the basement because this is too much going on in the basement. The bot will most likely freak out and not try to save. So what I did was I pulled them out and I decided to put them on a hook outside of the basement so that I can go ahead and place them there. And you're going to notice here, this is what I do next. The other one does quit, but that's the one we don't care about. We care about this Michaela because it's the P100. So I'm trying to move as far as I can just to make sure the bot has the perfect incentive to go for the save once more. So this is what I'll do, especially if I'm running a Mori. I want to get my Mori, and I'm going to use it. So this is why I go to the edge of the map, let the bot save. So I make my way back over. And then they proceed to DC. So they can rack that up. That's 2 DCs. So then after that, now you're gonna see the really good Mori that I wanted to show you, case to you guys. So then I want to go ahead and make sure you guys can see the lobby at the end here. Obviously, you're going to notice that I am P100 Ghostface, but also the Michaela was also P100 as well. So I wanted to make sure I had the Mori for them. Now let's dive right into the next gameplay. We have Raccoon City Police Department on the East Wing. I decided to send myself to this map. It is one of my favorite maps, so I wanted to try to shake off the rust by going into a map I'm really more familiar with. I'm using like the default knife and the default mask with my classic robe to kind of warm up, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not there yet, you know, we're not at the my usual, you know, outfit yet. So right off the bat here, I see, okay, cool, we can immediately just mark the Nancy. I had thought they had seen me, but I guess not. So we're just forcing out the weak palette. Now, unfortunately, I was just not playing this correctly. I was kind of making a mistake there, so that was unfortunate. I should have leaned toward one side instead of the center, because when you're at the center, you're basically making no distance. Of course, they have balanced landing, but we're just trying to maintain our bloodlust in the process here, because I figure that the way that this survivor is trying to play, they're definitely going to try to use anything they can to gain extra distance. So I figure, let me not even break the pallets. I'll break them later. I'm gonna go ahead and just bloodlust it all the way around, just so that I have enough time to actually get the down, because if I were to break the pallet, they would have probably made a mile of distance. So I back up just so that they can't really go for the pallet drop, which I don't think they were really able to anyway. And then obviously I get the hook at the 5 gen mark, which is pretty much ideal. I need to get those pallets out of the way. That's why we eliminate a pallet like this. We also eliminate the other pallet up there, but we're not going to go all the way over there, because I figured that by the time I come up here and I try to break this pallet, I'm actually going to lose a lot of time and distance. So that was another mistake I made. I should have honestly just, stayed within my range, because of the fact that obviously, we're playing a character with like no real traversal. So as you see here, I lean off the wall, but I actually moved a little bit too far to the left. So because I did that, it stopped me from getting extra stalking with Philly and leaning, which is like the maximum stalking you can get. Now I'm trying to avoid hitting the Sable here, as because we did utilize a lot of our stalking, but I figured that they're going to just block my path anyway. They're going to use balance as soon as possible. And I also noticed that the Nancy does have off the record, so I really didn't want to give them anything for free. I did not want to give them free distance. I knew I baited them here to go for that exit, but then it was at this moment here that I realized, which it was just my unawareness. Like I was unaware. I should have paid more attention to the audio there, because then which I then did get the pallet, but I should have been listening in to realize, like, wait, Nancy has off the record, just focus on their teammate. So Sable's trying to brute force blind here. This is good for me. We then go ahead and get the mark. We have our Spirit Fury ready. She's going to immediately go for the vault. They don't really fake it there, which is good for me. Then obviously we have Spirit Fury, so we can get rid of this weak pallet. Even if we played around it, it would have been an easy down. But we were able to get the down without having to vault, which is good. It saves a couple of seconds. And then we just go ahead and place them on the hook toward the center of the map, because I know that that's the hot spot. That's where all the gens are being worked on. So I was like, okay, hold on, let me stay in this area, because that's where they have, which has the most progress. We can defend both the hook and the gen. So as you can see here, this gen has a lot of progress. Over half of the gen is done, and blast mine was applied. So that was like a full 50% being pumped into this generator. But we were able to break that. We see Vittorio. So I was trying to get some stalking, but just because of the mechanics, you need a little bit more than like what I had on the screen to actually get some more stalking in. So I just went for the M1. We noticed that now the Nancy is making sound. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So she definitely, we could just get her to use her balance. I'll ignore her and then just go for the Sable now, because this one doesn't have off the record. So I waited out. I thought it might have been dead hard, but they also have the other one trying to force out a body block. Now, unfortunately, I do have to just go for it. I don't have a lot of options with tight hallways like this. Now, Vittorio decided to touch the gen, so that means whatever he had or whatever he was doing basically gets null and void. So we know Vittorio is definitely going to be the weakling of the lobby. But obviously we utilize that to our advantage, because I figured now there's like these 2 people injured, they're instantly healing and stuff like that. So like from here I tried to lean off the gen to gain as much as I can. This one probably has dead hard or off the record or whatever second chance perk they always run. I figure we can then go for Vittorio, because now one is in deep wound. I'm gonna have to actually kick that generator because I didn't kick it earlier. And then from this area, I figure if they're gonna go ahead and double tap on the double team the gen, I should say, then I'm gonna have to at least get some more stalking on Nancy at the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get her marked up as much as I can. Which the reveal was, I was a little confused as to how I got revealed so quickly, but I was at least able to get that out of the way. Vittorio decides to pre-drop, so we're just kind of splitting the pressure here. We're not really making him We're not really overcommitting to a chase here. We're just trying to see what we can pull out of it. So obviously here you may notice somebody's trying to go on the gen and like force their way in the body block again. We use that to our advantage because now they have to run away and go and like probably heal save the other Sable or something. And now once again you're gonna notice I bring them back to the center because this is the hot spot of the map right now. All the people, all the survivors are on this area, like right in the center, trying to rush out these two gens. And that's exactly why we're staying in the area. You can see even this gen just jumped all the way to 80%. The other gen is probably still progressing. And now we go ahead and mark Nancy, who just finished saving, so she doesn't have any perks. And then that'll obviously allow me to go ahead and hook the Nancy, which is who we wanted initially anyway. So what we're doing here is sort of splitting the pressure here, where we're kind of keeping in mind like who's been hooked, who has what perks and stuff like that, just really being aware. So that we're like, okay, if this person has DS or off the record or whatever second chance they have, we can ignore them for now, so that when they do touch the gen, because they only have two choices. They're either gonna have to stand there and get healed, or they're gonna have to go ahead and waste their perks essentially, or they're gonna have to touch the gen. Which if they touch the gen, that obviously is conspicuous action, and then that will allow me to, you know, prevent their perk from being used. So now in this position, we're in a pretty good spot. We have both gens regressing. They're both healing. So think about that for a second. They're not on the gens that have been progressing this whole time. We're creating slowdown by being aware of everything that's happening, by understanding what we're doing, which is obviously trying to remember, like, wait, look, the center is that, like, the hot spot. The center is that one area that everybody's at right now. And that's why we then continue to keep that as the hot spot. So then we try to lean off of the banister here, and then we use that to go ahead and down the Sable, because, you know, the Nancy still has off the record. So I figure it's not worth hitting the endurance, because they're gonna have to probably heal themselves. They have a med kit, they're probably gonna heal themselves. And I figured we can get extra pressure, and then as you can see, we cut them off here. They're trying to go for like an FOV thing or whatever, for whatever reason. Like, they already have endurance, so I don't know what they're concerned about. And then we obviously finessed them here with our footwork and our positional awareness. Obviously the pallet was still there, but the play was still smart, so that is good otherwise. But now I figure we lost a gen, they're probably going to have to come for the save. And that's why we just go for Nancy, who's like double vaulting and doing all this goofy nonsense. It's not really going to lead to anything else. So she of course falls, you know, she doesn't have any options. They end up using their deliverance, but that basically means absolutely nothing, because Nancy just got folded like origami. So that's really good for us. So now we're able to eliminate them out of the game. That is pretty much the way to do it in that sense. Like, we were able to constantly split out the pressure. We get another survivor pop-up, so that's why we're trying to get as much stock as we possibly can. We want to make sure we're not revealed and whatnot, and make sure we have them at least 99, so that once we need them to be downed, we'll have it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all about, like, what really separates the beginner Ghostface from the master. Is truly going to be like just that micromanagement of the stalking and positional awareness and whatnot. Now obviously we finally get Vittorio out of the game now, which I had actually at this point forgotten that he was hooked so many times. So I did not go in that direction because Sable was gonna body block. I went for the center hook because they all split up. I don't want to hit them for a body block. You know, they were in love with the body blocks, but we got to remember that we're not trying to go for that when we can go for a single attack, and then that'll immediately down them. So that's why we went for the Sable here, who I believe is probably panicking. She just kind of folds there, because I kind of expected that. Now, they fall down, obviously. We still have another person, 99, so I figure we can at least break this pallet. The other person's on the gen rushing it right now, thinking I'm going to go for the hook. I am not, right? Because now we go ahead and mark Sable. We have our Spirit Fury Enduring ready to go, and then all we have to do is just rotate around and go ahead and down him. So that is pretty much the end of this match in this video, and we'll try to jump into one more. So let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard and see what they brought. So obviously, you know, a four-man, well, not a four-man, but a set of 4 survivors running all, you know, sweaty second chances, you know, meta, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? It's the usual routine now, you know, to be expected. You know, so that's, you know, coming back to the game, I do have to kind of warm up and get used to that again. So let's go ahead and dive right into yet another one. Now, I think I've had this match on my hard drive for a little bit as well. I don't really remember what happens in this one, so I'm actually kind of curious to see, you know, what happens, what are the results, what's going on. You know, I have no idea. So it seems like we're getting some stalking pretty early on the Dwight. Seems pretty good so far. I would say we're getting 99, but we don't mark them yet. We're trying to not get revealed, but as you can see, they got 2 people trying to rush out the gen. But it seems like Elodie is pretty lost, so good thing we got the M1 on them first. That's not bad, not bad. They also stumbled there, so it looks like we get a pretty easy down due to that fact. No, of course we don't. No, of course we don't. Oh, man. So we cloak up there, probably. I think it was so I could hide the light while I turn the corner. But they also have a free... Damn, a Nostromo is really horrible. Why? There's windows connected to windows? Oh boy, that's not good. But yeah, this gameplay I think was recorded maybe a few months ago. I'm not even sure. This is like a random one I just had on my hard drive, so I want to see what the vibes are. But so far we got the corner hook. We kind of anticipate that they're going to be in the middle of the map on that generator. That's just kind of how it goes. That's why we're kind of like leaning to see if we can get it. But it seems like they're not even working on it to begin with. So I wasted a bit of time doing that. Which we're just trying to. What I'm doing here is a little bit of a waste of time. I should have just went back towards where the hook was. Because I'm busy trying to look around for quite a while. That's actually wasting a lot of time. So we have to kind of fly back. We figure they're going to be already saving. We start leaning off of the wall, but instantly revealed. Best case scenario, which is maybe that's sprint burst. They seem like they're running pretty fast. So that must be sprint burst. I kind of hesitated there going around the wall. That was actually not good. And they obviously are on Nostromo, so it is a quite safe map for Survivor. We do end up clearing a pallet, which is good. Now obviously there's a body block closing in for that, but we're trying to kind of keep an eye out for where the Elodie went. That's why survivors tend to do that. They get in your face to try to you know, incentivize quote unquote you to chase them, but it's mostly irrelevant because if you do chase them, you're just wasting a lot of time compared to just chasing the same person who you know is the weakling. You're getting a lot of pressure that way. So we immediately just go for that hook. That's fine. The gen already flew. It's a good thing that we were able to just go ahead and hook him in the same spot as to where the gen is being progressed again, which it has a lot of progress. So it's a good thing that I'm doing that. And we're trying to get some more stalking on the ace. That's fine. Another gen flies. So this is honestly why I constantly am recommending the strategies all the time. I've seen comments saying, "Oh, it's boring. I like to play fair," but you know. You can't really do that with some killers. If you want to do that on Blight or Hillbilly, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? If like, or you know, a strong killer like Nurse. But when you're playing Ghostface, Freddy, you know, the more low tiers, you're not really given that opportunity to play fairly when you have so much against you. So in this particular situation, you know, now we at least are able to leverage the game to our side. We're downing the Dwight. The other one's kind of running off. I figure what I can try to do is just stay on the Elodie, because I figure that because of the altruism, we know that they're going to want to save. And so that's why, because they're on Death Hook, that's how we apply the most amount of pressure. I somehow didn't get the swing there, which was really strange. But we were at least able to use our Spirit Fury, and we were able to eliminate them out of the game as soon as possible. Which is really good so far. Really good so far, I would say. So we're able to eliminate them. They pick up their other survivor. That also leaves at least 2 people to go for the that are injured that need to be healed. I ended up getting revealed by the person dying on the hook, so I think that just might be another bug in the game as per usual. But normally that wouldn't be the case, so I'm not really gonna chalk that up to anything. But it seems like Ace is injured here. We ended up utilizing our Spirit Fury. That's why we're trying to like kind of I didn't turn far enough when I was going for that vault, because you have to make it believable, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna go in a certain direction. We keep his zone there. He's losing distance because he's running into rocks, as they usually do. They don't really tend to actually use their eyes apparently, so we go ahead and get another pallet. That's fine so far. Some of these areas are just very, very, very strong if you just leave the pallets down, especially with a character like Ghostface, where you're not really given that opportunity to use whatever you really, you know, want to necessarily. So we get the down, which is pretty solid. I don't think anyone's really there to save. They're just rushing out another generator. But keep in mind that if I didn't eliminate that survivor as early as I did, or at least try to attempt to do that, I would have been very behind in the match. As you're seeing here, we're at 2 gens, and because I have somebody out of the game, I'm then creating more pressure. I'm then creating my opportunity to get a win here. Because obviously, if I didn't do that, then obviously it would still be 4 people running around with 2 gens left, and you would be in a very bad position. Now, they stagger there and run into the wall, but I think they had balance or something, because they made a lot of distance for basically doing nothing. So, I guess it's to be expected. So we go around the other way to keep them zoned towards the back of the map here. We just kind of try to cut off their opportunity to reach the rest of the map. Now, they, of course, healed under hook and stuff like that, so that gives me at least a little bit extra time of less of the time on the gens. The aim assist does bug out there, so we just got robbed pretty much, and of course, window connected to window. So the chase definitely was much longer than it needed to be, but I mean, due to the map and obviously due to just mechanics in the game that are really weird, like the aim assist will just kind of fling your weapon around instead of just going where you want it to go, which I find very strange. It's very common for that to occur for a lot of people, so I don't really know what's going on with that, but we were at least able to prevent this gen from continuing to be progressed by letting it regress. So cool. We're able to then go ahead and mark up the Dwight, which is yet another gen going about halfway. They're trying to bait for a chase. We're not really worried about it because we have figured that they're going to be closing in for the save, and that's what we want, because the altruism is going to be what will allow us to gain a little bit more pressure here, because of course he's going to keep utilizing balanced landing as per usual, and we know that already, so that's why we're just going to continue to follow him. Now, because of that, we try to mark up Dwight if we can, but of course we just end up getting revealed because there's so much clutter and rocks, but yet no cover at the same time. It makes no sense. This map is horrendous. So what we try to do is just not hit him. Even if he's gonna vault in front of us, we just have to. It's not worth double hitting for no reason, because then they get a mile of distance. You're just wasting time. There's no reason to do that, regardless of what people say. They're like, oh, don't use. Why are you trying to mark people? I've seen a comment like that. Why are you trying to mark people? You should be 2-hitting them or something. Use it as an anti-loop or something. Which of course I've done that before. I've been playing this character all the way to P100. Like I've had different playstyles, but in this particular situation, which I had a feeling somebody was hiding in the corner, that's why I checked. In that situation, that makes sense. But yeah, so in some situations like this, like by the time it takes for you to one-hit wipe your weapon, you're not only giving them a speed boost, because then they're going to run off, then they're going to run to somewhere else, and they're going to reach somewhere on the map that is uncounterable or whatever nonsense. Like a double window or a pallet or something stupid, like a god pallet or whatever. So by me taking the timeout, not only because of the fact that I already stalked them up 90 to like the 99%, so that already invalidates the whole effort I put into the first place of stalking, but then it also eliminates my option of eliminating that speed boost. Double hitting means I have to hit, slow down while I wipe, they can run off for free, and then I have to then continue to chase them while they can run back and do the gen. But if I stay in the area and then I get my power back and then I down them, it's going to eliminate that option. As you can see here, now we're stalking them up some more, which I should have been leaning anyway. Now they're both halfway, right? So I figure what I can try to do is like maybe M1, maybe one of them, or not, right? Like this was the idea. Like when you're in a situation like this where like they know that they're not going to get hit, the fact that they're so cocky is what you can use, because they're going to be all like, oh, he's not going to hit me. Now this guy I'm going to hit though, because I figure we need at least everyone to be one shot. We need one to be marked and one to be injured, because he's going to keep following me, trying to reveal, thinking as if that's some kind of like saving grace. It's not. So we pull the pallet out. Now, of course, this area just sucks for some reason. I don't know what to do with that one. That area, like, Nostromo in general, is just garbage of a map. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Alien franchise is fantastic, this map is just horrible to play on. I hate to say it, but it is true. It's very, very bad. So you know, at least in this situation, we're just trying to see if we can pull a pallet out of it. Man's literally running into walls. Like, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing at this point. But we're trying to at least get another pallet out of it. We have Spirit Fury. We want to mark him, too. He's pre-dropping everything he sees. So we just get rid of it. I'm like, why not, right? It's already the end of the game. I'm going to make sure I really squeeze out as much value off it as I can. So he's going to try to run around, pre-drop yet another pallet. Which we just break that as well. Figure why not? You know what I'm saying? They think they're countering my ability, but it really doesn't matter. I've been using this build for a long time, and it's not like it's gonna magically change the outcome. I expect these things. So now in this situation, obviously the smart move would be to go ahead and find Dwight. He's injured still, so like by having him injured would allow me to hear him. Which in a sense is a lot better than having him 99 in that situation, because of the fact that they're gonna hide. Like as you saw from even the ace earlier, they're gonna hide. So we'll go ahead and cut forward. So now you can see here, we go ahead and find Dwight finally. You see all the walking nonsense they're doing, trying to stay hidden. Because this is how they are. They get very petty, you know what I'm saying? They really just don't want to accept that they lost. So I figured it might be dead hard or something like that. That's why we went for the fake. It doesn't seem like they had it, and we were finally able to eliminate the survivors. So once again, I want to thank you all for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things for me. Become a member for exclusive content and coaching. Join the Discord, link in the description, so you can join the Discord. You can submit your games for match review, so that you can improve as a killer player, and then you can also help other people improve their games as well. And so it's more than just, you know, just yourself, you know what I'm saying? It helps everybody. It's really cool. You know, plus, you know, karma or something. Everyone like that, you know, whatever have you. But anyway, that being said, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.